Okay, it's time for us to talk about the Integrity Icon Award, a global campaign by Accountability Lab, empowered by citizens in search of honest government officials, and it aims to generate debate around the idea of integrity and demonstrate the importance of honesty and personal responsibility. This morning, our guests are Ekpo Ita Gladys, who works at the Raw Materials Research and Development Council in Cross River State as Scientific Officer 1, as well as Comrade Ibrahim Musa Kurfi, who is Chairman, Amalgamated Union of Public Corporations, Civil Service, Technical and Recreational Services Employees, and he's with the Corporate Affairs Commission. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. They say ladies first, so I'll start from there. Madam, thank you for joining us this morning. What do you want to tell us, first of all, about Integrity Icon Award, what it's about? Many people will be wondering.
Can I hear you? Good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, sir. Integrity Award is an award that is organized by Accountability Lab. They found me. I was in my little corner doing my job. I don't know how they found me, but they found me. Thank you.
Oh, that's interesting. At least you have been found now. What do you want to tell us about your journey? Should I say as a civil servant now, leading up to the Integrity Icon Award nomination?
My journey was pretty simple, beautiful, but not devoid of hassles. We have our little ups and downs as civil servants, but the truth still stands that as a person, I had a personal conviction, a personal truth that I needed to stand for. So in everything I find myself doing, I don't stay away from my truth. I remain truthful to myself to the point that I can go to bed and still have the full measure of my integrity with me.
Comrade, is that your story as well?
Yes, it's my story.
No, I'm talking about Comrade Kurfi.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Good morning, Nigerians. Honestly, as you rightly asked, Accountability Lab designed the Integrity Icon Award with a view to identify, appreciate, and commend good civil servants, public servants, the business community, and people that do the right thing. It is actually a process whereby the Accountability Lab tries to improve sincerity in the system, sincerity in the country, and at the end of the day, it is the hope of the Accountability Lab that Nigerians will be better in terms of doing the right thing, because accountability actually means doing the right thing even when no one is watching you.
What was your initial reaction when you heard that you'd been nominated?
Honestly, I was so happy. What actually happened was that, knowing the trend of things happening in the country, when I was first informed that I was a nominee, I initially thought it was a 419. I never thought it was true. I never even heard of our Accountability Lab before. But as time goes by, they kept contacting me, getting update from me, and at the point of the day, they now went to Yola and had a documentary on me. That was when I actually believed and agreed that yes, what these people are telling me is true, and that they mean business. And I so much feel happy, because my happiness, not only because I'm chosen, no, because when society begins to appreciate good things, when society begins to appreciate doing the right thing, it is impacting on the people. Even though society may look as if maybe few number of people may be impacted on, but in the long run, it is a hope that the numerical strength of the people that will be influenced, the people that will be inspired, will gradually grow bigger and bigger, and to the point that people that are doing the right thing will outnumber those that are not doing the right thing in the system.
That's very interesting. Integrity Icon is a campaign by Accountability Lab to name and give fame to honest government officials. Madam, let me bring this to you. Do you think that a campaign like this, is able to make a difference in Nigeria's public service?
Yes, I feel so and I know so, because a campaign like this can only make other people want to do better, since we have done better than the norm is. So I believe people in my little sphere of influence who know me personally will look at my story and may want to actually emulate exactly what I am doing. I know it's almost something that will keep me on the edge most times, but I'm happy because it's a lifestyle for me, it's a norm for me. So I look forward to seeing people looking at me and wanting to do exactly what I'm doing. And I know Accountability Lab is going to go deeper in what they are doing with us, and at the end of the day we may actually have a bigger view at the end of the day.
Well, let me ask the same. Before I take it to the comrade, you know very well that what you're doing is not a famous thing. It's not popular. It's not what everyone wants to do generally. I mean, some people want to do it, but then it's not very profitable to always be truthful. So I'm going to ask you, what challenges have you faced, running against the norm, being an upstanding and outstanding public servant? It's not popular, it's not profitable, but then how easy is it, and what are some of the challenges you had to go through?
Let me just state 3 challenges. Basically, name tagging. They would name tag you over Sabi. You want to show yourself, They also want you to inflate price, change your reports. Whatever you have seen, don't say that is what you've seen. People just want you to change the story. They don't want the story to be what it is, So most of the challenges is that many people don't want to relate with you the way they should relate with you, but because they feel you will not want to cut corners when the chips are down. But I'm not bothered. That's the truth. Because if I have to be like every other person, then where is the change that we are all speaking about?
Well, comrade, let me ask you that same question about the challenges that you had to contend with being an upstanding, choosing to be different from everyone, it would seem.
Honestly, unionism is a very daunting challenge, and unionism is not the work of a lazy person. What actually is happening is that as a union leader, you have to strike a balance between your work as a leader in the union and then your work as a staff in the agency you work. The thing is that you have to strive to get the balance. I do have challenges with regard to the volume of work as a quality monitoring officer when I was in the head office. I was a staff in the state offices coordinating department, and the challenges from all offices, we handle them. The issue is that doesn't stop me away from handling my responsibility as the chairman of the union. Challenges come in many aspects, and it is your responsibility to ensure that you develop shock absorbers, develop active listening skill, whereby members that come with different challenges, you meet them, follow their individual challenges, pursue collective problems of the system, because the basic work of unionism and union leaders is struggle to ensure that we improve the welfare of our members. And in that kind of aspect, you find a situation whereby you have to also try to balance the work-life balance. Your family needs you, the office needs you, the union also needs your service. So it is a challenge that one has to balance. There's actually a challenge, but it is, we thank God, we show appreciation to God because He has been able to give us the shock absorbers to be able to face those challenges with utmost precision, and we've been seeing results.
Do you also get name tagged?
Yeah, there's that. The problem is that as soon as you identify yourself as a comrade, management see you as a threat. People that don't like doing the right thing will also see you as a threat. And when you put on the khaki of unionism and agree that yes, I want to serve as a leader, you have to put aside fear, you have to put aside laziness, and if you have to take those two virtues as a leader, you must face challenges. They will see you as a radical, they will be seeing you as maybe this person is so inflexible, is too rigid. But the thing is that at the end of the day, when the result comes out, you see people appreciating and being happy. There are challenges, you risk your job, you risk your life. But if you agree to serve as a leader, you have no choice but to accept the responsibility and work towards achieving that responsibility.
Well, I asked this question from Gladys earlier, so I'm going to ask you as well. Do you think campaigns like this can make significant, okay, maybe I should ask you differently. How significantly do you think a campaign like this can change attitudes in the public service?
Yeah. Greatly, I somewhat agree that this can bring change, because like the founder, Blair Blancos, has done his own best by initiating this kind of, I can say, paradigm shift. He's trying to change the narrative and let people start seeing positivity in service. What is happening is that when anytime change like this comes, you find challenges. Like Niccolo Machiavelli once said, when he was talking about change, that nothing is more difficult, more susceptible to failure, and more dangerous than installing a new order. Because a reformer finds an enemy in all those who profited from the past order, and will receive lukewarm support from those who benefit from the new order. It's a new order, it's a new trend, it's a paradigm shift. There are challenges in the system whereby the hope is that by the time these processes have been entrenched in the system, there will be positive outcome. Why I think it can change the narrative is civil servants are naturally seen as corrupt, as inept, as people that like cutting corners, that don't like to do the right thing. But when government begin to appreciate, there's a need for government to synergize with agencies like Accountability Lab to ensure that they imbibe the processes and domesticate them in the workplace. For instance, when workers have been appreciated, if the government, if it could be part of the system that it will institutionalize giving award in agencies to people that perform, that do the right thing, have integrity desk icon or integrity desk officers in MDS, like we have Servicom, we have Act 2 in agencies, then let there be structured KPIs that will not have any favoritism or any sentiment in it, so that they can be able to get those that actually display character and integrity. Why you have challenge is that in systems like this, you find interferences, you find witch hunting from the management of agencies, or they will decide to choose those that are their errand boys to be those integrity icons. But when the processes are watertight, when they are made to be democratic, when the participation is not restricted to the social status of those in authority, I believe it's going to go a long way in improving sincerity in the system, because there's a need for a kind of equilibrium in sincerity in the system. Workers are supposed to be sincere, and then the government should also try to be sincere, or I can say the MDS. When there's that equilibrium of sincerity, you find a situation whereby gradually, because sincerity is a prerequisite of integrity, if you are sincere, you're naturally going to have an integrity in the system. And by having an integrity, you add value. There will be value addition in the system, in the work you do. There can be some motivation strategies, because things like promotion, there's no promotion that is more suitable or more sweet to a worker like promotion. There's no motivation that's more interesting to a worker like a promotion. If there could be maybe slots for integrity icons identified in agencies for promotion, maybe a special promotion, I believe various agencies have that in their condition of service, that their manager may have the right to promote people on on some instances when they perform outstandingly. When people like this are being recognized, being awarded, it goes a long way in making people to start competing towards becoming right people. And I could remember in this government there was Do the Right Thing ambassadors initiated by the National Orientation Agency, and happened to be one of the participants or ambassadors from Corporate Affairs Commission. When you go there, a lot of things have been taught which were is like a kind of trainer program. We were taught on the facets of integrity, character, determination, drive, and those things. And these were the things that we internalize, and the target is for you to also transplant it to those who work under you.
Well, it's interesting
to be able to have that mentorship.
Well, comrade, it's interesting that you've raised all these. I'm just hoping that the head of service is listening to you right now. Maybe some of those ideas will be factored in. Let me ask Gladys this one. Okay. I suspect, because I mean it's civil service. Are there times when, as a person of integrity, you are sometimes tempted to go with the flow? And how are you able to say, no, I'm going to maintain my integrity?
Yes, there are times that they want to push you. It's not me being tempted, because I have grown over time, right from my youth, trying as much as possible to do the right things. Now, when I get to the office, I may need to get people around me who may want me to push for the wrong thing or something I'm not comfortable about. The only thing I try to do is to try to get them to see from my own side. Most of the times I may lose the opportunity to do something. It's fine by me. Sometimes I may even get recommended for it. Sometimes they may see from my own view, because personally I don't do things that does not give me peace at the end of the day. I need peace, personal peace. It has nothing to do with the job. It has nothing to do with the people I'm dealing with. It could be just anybody. So there are times where they try to push me, they try to make me want to do what I'm not comfortable with. I just smile, because it's not easy to get me to just move. It's not easy. You can't make me want to change myself for you when I know that what you're trying to get me to do is wrong. So I just stick to my norms. I think at a point everybody around me knows that there are things I would not do. I just won't do it. So they don't even bring it to me anymore. No, just leave her. She's that type of a person.
I wish I could talk to your boss now, who will say, and I wonder how many queries you got for being a person of integrity. But I'll ask you that one. How would you advise, people, because people get tempted to do things due to their economic circumstances. So how would you advise Nigerians going through economic hardship to embrace integrity? That's a tough call, right? So how would you advise them to embrace integrity in their daily lives, irrespective of their economic conditions?
See, in Nigeria, it's not only in Nigeria that we have economic issues. It's everywhere in the world. So when you start to realize that first, the next thing you should also realize is that transformation comes from the decisions you make. So when you make a decision that is going to thwart the process of growth, be rest assured that your children will feel the impact very soon. Your family will feel the impact very soon. You may think you're just doing, maybe filling your pocket for the meantime, but I tell you the truth, over time, rewards and consequences are always there. You will get your consequence. So I will always advise people, stick to the right path, so that at the end of the day, we may have a better Nigeria. We may have better schools, better medical health care, better roads. We could just have things that are better off than what we have now. Okay. Forget about the economic hardship. It's not only in Nigeria, it's everywhere. In fact, COVID made it more difficult, but if you hold on to your truth, we will pull through. Nigeria will pull through. That's just what I believe. So
well, thank you so much for that one. You've put it so succinctly, and I'm sure that Comrade Curfew will also agree with you on that one. So let me take you also for 30 seconds on that, Comrade. What would be your advice to Nigerians in spite of the economic hardship on embracing integrity?
Honestly, Nigerians are going under a lot of economic hardship, but the issue is that if you want to know what to do on that, you have to go to the history. You have to go and identify the root cause. Based on the theory of causality, you have to look at what actually caused those problems, what put them in the hardship. This globalization trend comes with a lot of things. Like as Mario Fugos once said, that globalization is a double-edged sword. Is either you make good use of it using sound policies or allow globalization to take advantage of you. It is up to you to make it work.
Okay.
People are getting under a lot of difficulties because we departed from doing the right thing at the inception, or I can say long ago. For instance, in the past, enlistment into the services of security agencies, schools, there are processes. These are the people that handle the security of the country.
Okay.
Jobs now are limited to those that have the highest bidder.
Okay.
The highest bidder. Or those that have they are the highest bidders, or those that have links with politicians.
Well,
the challenge is that the multiplier effect of the challenges people are facing can come. For instance, like the security challenges we are facing in the country now is one of the problem.
Well, comrade, I know that you lead a body of civil servants, so sometimes you have to give so many instances for them to understand what you're saying, but we're completely out of time, and I think the point has been made in all the conversations that we've had with you so far. Comrade Ibrahim Musa Kofi, Chairman, Amalgamated Union of Public Corporations, Civil Service, Technical and Recreational Services Employees, the Corporate Affairs Commission, as well as Gladys Poita, who works at the Raw Materials Research and Development Council, Cross River State, as Scientific Officer 1. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being ambassadors of integrity, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you very much. Nice having you.
Yeah, so Sunrise continues right after now with the home stretch. Please stay with us.